They called me the waitress at my ex's wedding, so I froze their $300 million federal grant the next morning. I never planned to attend Ben's wedding. Not because I had unresolved feelings, those were long buried, but because of my job. And because life has a way of giving you the microphone the moment you're ready to stop whispering. I'm Natalie Quinn, 33, PhD in environmental engineering. I work as a senior compliance officer for the Department of Energy. Specifically, I handle oversight of high-value clean energy grants. So when Clearstream Innovations, the firm Ben now proudly led, submitted a $300 million grant proposal and the red flags lit up like a Christmas tree, guess who got the assignment? It had been 4 years since we broke off the engagement. He told me back then I was too intense, that I made him feel like he always had to prove himself. So he found someone easier to impress. Chloe? Blonde. Polished. Rich. The daughter of a senator. Of course. I arrived in Santa Barbara under the pretense of reviewing documents. But someone from Clearstream invited me rather urgently to attend the rehearsal dinner to meet key stakeholders. I didn't correct them. Let them think I was a junior analyst tagging along. The venue was ridiculous. A coastal vineyard bathed in sunset, lined with string lights, and filled with the scent of expensive wine and entitlement. Within 5 minutes, I heard it. Isn't that the little waitress from Palisades? Margaret Kilmore, Chloe's mother, hadn't changed a bit. Sharp eyes. Sharper tongue. She had no idea that the little waitress now had the authority to freeze their entire operation. And then he stood there. Let them say it. Let them reduce me to a memory they found convenient. He didn't defend me. Not once. I smiled. Said nothing. Let the silence do the cutting. That night in my hotel room, I opened Clearstream's budget. 6 flagged items. Vendor duplication. Inflated margins. A Cayman Islands consulting firm. And then I saw it Kilmore Strategic Advisory, listed under Educational Outreach, Margaret's firm. $1.8 million with 0 deliverables. My pulse didn't race. My hands didn't shake. I simply marked it. Quietly. Clearly. The next morning, I arrived at Clearstream HQ with my badge, my audit file, and heels that made the floor listen. Ben's face when I walked in, priceless. You're leading this audit, he asked, already sweating. Yes, I replied. Didn't you hear? The waitress got promoted. We sat in a glass conference room with 12 executives and 2 legal reps. Chloe tried to smile. Margaret walked in late, clicking her designer heels and carrying fake grace like a purse. She smiled. I didn't. Ms. Kilmore, I said, flipping through the file, can you explain this $1.8 million consulting fee without a single documented deliverable? She blinked. Ben cleared his throat. She was brought on for community engagement, he said weakly. Interesting, I said. Every listed community partner denied any contact with her. Silence. Just silence. I moved on. More gaps. More misuse. More smiling faces slowly crumbling. At one point, Ben asked to speak privately. I agreed out of curiosity. You're not doing this because I married Chloe, right? He asked. I laughed. Ben, I'm not here because of who you married. I'm here because you filed paperwork like an amateur and thought no one would read the footnotes. He blinked. You've changed. No, I said. You've just finally seen me clearly. That afternoon, I submitted my preliminary findings. The Department of Energy froze the grant pending a full investigation. Subpoenas followed. Margaret's firm was blacklisted. Ben was removed from the leadership team. Chloe deleted her Instagram account. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt clean. 2 weeks later, I was offered a promotion. I declined. Instead, I requested a new task force, one that would investigate gender bias in green tech grants. They approved it. I now lead it. A month later, a letter arrived. No return address. Just a note. You were never just the waitress. I just wasn't man enough to carry your ambition. Signed, Ben. I smiled. Put it in my drawer. Not because I needed it, but because someday I want to show it to a young woman who's been told she's too much or too ambitious or not what leadership looks like. And I'll say, they're not afraid of you. They're afraid of being seen. I don't serve tables anymore. I build them. And I decide who gets a seat. And the ones who ever called me just a waitress, they don't get one.